If you believe the e-marketer numbers, which I think are generally pretty on track, search, social, and retail media is about 70% of the ad spend. And the other 30% is kind of open web, linear. A majority of it goes to what you classify as like the walled garden, Amazon and Meta and Alphabet. But when you really think about it through an advertiser's lens, what are you doing with those tactics? Whether it's branded search or whatever, you're capturing demand. I have to know about your product to search for it. I'm not going to just pull it out of thin air, right? I have to know about it and be aware of it in order to take those ads. What you're doing there, they call it performance, but it's really capturing that demand that you've already built. Well, how do you generate the demand? The other side is, how are you actually generating that demand in the first place? It's linear, it's connected TV, it's the biggest screen in the house. When you see that ad for that new product, maybe it's the new iPhone or something like that, now all of a sudden you're just like, wow, that looks really cool. And then all the things that follow are where a lot of the credit gets captured in the current system of last touch attribution. But really it was that CTV ad that got you fired up and got you interested and made you aware the product existed, that then started that chain. So if you look at the data or you look at the research, it's like the CTV ad hit, and then the branded search, site visits, purchase, that all immediately follows minutes after that ad exposure. And to your point about all the devices in the house, right? You're not sitting there watching TV but with nothing. You've got your phone in your hand or your tablet on your lap. So you're activating as you get that exposure, that moves, that drives. That's really a lot of what we see. And so when we're talking to people, it's the vanity metrics and the attribution. It's like, wow, it's through the roof. CMO always struggles for credibility with the CEO and the CFO because it's like, look at my great metrics, but they do the quarterly earnings and the quarterly earnings aren't showing the growth. Well, if all these marketing metrics are amazing, but it's not translating into business growth and revenue, that's a problem. You got to balance that. We're not saying demand capture is not important, but is it 70% of what you want to do? I think it needs to be a little bit more balanced. You're filling the funnel and pulling it through at a little bit more equal clip, where thinking is starting to change. And clearly the biggest audience platforms are CTV and specifically live sport. If you look at any of the data, 92 of the top 100 shows were NFL. 92 of the top 100. Last year, that dropped to like 83 or something like that.